All right. Hey, how you doing? It's Erick from AHA, Americans Out with Americans, and AMP Live American Mentee Program. Coming to you live today for Friday highlights, the Pulse of Real Estate, and the Erick Report. That is kind of sort of new. All that means it's a public service announcement. If you want to get my Erick Report, oh, okay, we got a little bit of feedback here. Let me close this one out. Boom. Let's go from here. What do we got? We must have something else open. Uh-oh. There we go. I turn it on. 6. Hello, test 1 2, test 1 2. Hello, how you doing? Always live and uncut, raw and uncut. This is Erick from AHA. I think we got it fixed. We're good. All right, I'll check it out on the laptop or the iPhone and all that good stuff. Appreciate it. I want to say, hey, welcome to Friday highlights. Oh, there it is. It's coming back. I don't like that feedback, so I'm probably going to shut it down. Oh, there we go. Oh, I see it now. Okay. No, thanks. What do we got here? Maybe it's YouTube. Hello, hello. Oh, I can see myself. Hello, test 1 2. Get mute. Oh, mute it. There we go. How about that? Hello, hello. Test 1 2, test one, live and uncut. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Friday Highlights with your host, Erick Paul, the AMP Live Real Estate Show. You can hashtag get Erick Paul Live. Found the problem, sourced the problem, researched the problem, all fixed and corrected. All right. I think we got it done. Interesting. All right. I'll snip that in the bud. So hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. We got the jams on the TV back there. Welcome to our little, revamped studio here. We got some cool stuff. Got obviously some rock and roll memorabilia that you can't really see. It's pretty cool, and it just kind of represents my personality back there. It is my coin, or the term that I coined is rock and roll, because I love rock and roll. What I mean by that is rock and roll. In rock and roll, there's always it's always at a tempo that's maybe at 16ths or higher. So there's you got your rock songs that are a little slower, right? You got some 4/4 time, some 16th time, but also it has power and compassion and emotion in rock and roll music, right? For me, maybe it's country for you, maybe it's classical. Classical is good for the brain, right? Because it does keeps things rolling. But guess what? Heavy metal and rock and roll has a lot of classical elements in it, so it keeps your brain triggered and in a good way, right? It keeps you rocking and rolling, gets the heart going, and music is for the soul. You got to have music. You know, everybody. I don't think I've met anybody who doesn't like music. They all have some type of music that they're connected to. Like I said, whether it's country, classical, it could be R&B, it could be rap, it could be rock and roll. For me, that's just me. And also, the term rock and roll just means moving forward, being tough, being what's what I'm looking for? Not vigilant, but just being tenacious and not stopping, not ever stopping, just going for it, even when others say, I don't think that's a good idea, right? Now, if I listen to everybody, I can tell you this: if I listen to everybody back in the day, or even now, or throughout my life, I probably wouldn't have experienced the things that I have experienced, and I thank God for that. I've been blessed in many ways. At the same token, hey, we all go through our ups and our downs because that's life, right? The world is controlled chaos. That's what the universe is all about. The stars and all this good stuff. And people are awaking. They're waking up about all kinds of stuff, not just the government and things of that nature. But today is going to be the Friday highlights, Pulse of Real Estate. I'm going to talk about the public sector and the private sector. Meaning, you're probably going, what the hell does that mean? I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to talk about unicorn agents and regular agents. I'm going to talk about off-market and on-market property, and I'm going to compact that into about maybe 20 or 30 minutes, okay? Because I know I don't want to make it. We had a long, juicy video yesterday or last night for about an hour and I don't know how many minutes. Today, we're going to compact that because we're probably going to go out into the field as well and we'll talk about a few other things and topics and just kind of get, just bring out the Friday highlights and going, hey, before you get into the weekend, it's almost like having a meetup of some sort. And as far as like having a meeting and getting ready for the weekend, okay? And hopefully you can do that with myself and others across the United States of America. Like, love, and share. You can always DM me if you have questions or you need some advice on something real estate related, creative real estate investing, traditional real estate investing, all that good stuff. I get it. And I live in the private sector, okay? So it's a different type of jam. Most agents and brokers don't understand that, right? They could be a broker agent for years and years and years and will never, ever get into real estate investing. Won't understand what wholesaling is, creative real estate, sub-2, seller finance, none of that stuff. Only a small percentage will, right? But that's okay. That means it's a bigger niche for us to tap into and try to help those people as well, right? Yes, helping real estate agents and brokers, helping buyers and investors and entrepreneurs and doctors and attorneys, all that good stuff, because guess what? They want to invest too. Doctors got some big bankrolls. They want to put some money in to some what? To some investments, right? Lawyers, attorneys, right? Business owners, all across the board, okay? Real estate is the place to put your cashola for your future. And at the same token, you might like it. You might get the bug just like I did several years ago. And you're going to go, man, I didn't know there was so much to this world. I call it creative real estate investing. Others call it whatever they want to, but everything that's creative real estate investing lives under that umbrella. Every term you've heard of or thought about or saw on TikTok or YouTube is creative real estate investing in some aspect, in some way. It's true, right? The public sector too. Right? The public sector you got to have kind of like a night and day. You got to have dark and light, but they mix together, right? So at the end of the day, they're both needed. There's a place for them both. And they are meshing together more and more now, because several years ago, you wouldn't have an investor and an agent working together because they think, oh no, you're the enemy, you're taking my stuff and this and that. No, they figured out, hey, investors can be what? They can be an asset because they need deals and they need listings, they need loans, they need all that good stuff, right? And at the same token, investors are going, man, I need an agent because I want to make it quicker and faster. I want to push volume. I need a badass agent to help me get these properties sold, right? As well as loans and hard money and understanding and knowing how to work with an investor. It's an acquired taste, sure. Not everybody's nicey nice. I think I'm a pretty lenient and nice real estate investor until I'm not, right? Do once, we're good to go. Make a mistake second time, third time, hey, that's it, right? Usually, and it depends on the patience as well, right? At the end of the day, it's just a business. It's a business. People can't take stuff personal at the end of the day. So right there, scan that QR code right there. You can touch bases with myself. Let me take a look real quick. I'm going to share the Erick Report. If you want the Erick Report, it's a simple PDF. It's my own very own crystal ball. I like to go back to cycles and trends, right? Go all the way back to the 1800s, 1900s, kind of look at what's going on with the market, and then have a little prediction of what's going to happen in the future, good and bad, and opportunities for you on the single family, commercial, and all that good stuff, and what's happening, what's going to probably transpire, because hindsight's 2020, right? And if you live through certain things, you're going to probably predict, and it's cyclical. It's all a prediction to a degree. You have no control over what the government's going to do, what's going to happen with the economic system, what's going to happen with the world or people. So you can only, assume, not even assume. You can kind of put your research together, look for the signs. That's what I'm going to share with you. But you can scan that QR code right there, touch bases with me. And hey, if you're interested and wanting to get involved in real estate, give me a holler. We're still looking for a handful of mentees. We're still doing the one-on-one mentoring. That's right. It is a selection process. But next year in 2026, that may be gone. We're not going to mentor anybody one-on-one ever again. It'll be based on, hey, the videos, the PDFs, Facebook groups, and all that good stuff. And being able to have more time to do what? To scale and grow AHA, Americans Helping Americans, Amp Live Media, and of course our sponsors here for VIP Execs Realty and Lending across the United States of America, Step into Excellence, right? That is on the private sector for listings. If you're looking for a luxury property, you're looking for a loan, you're looking for a refi, Maybe you're a buyer and you need someone who's going to kick ass and get you into a property quick while it's taking others 2, 3, 4, 5 months to do, or to help you unload a property that's maybe not moving and you're like, man, 3 or 4 months not selling. Well, VIP execs can help you with that and get that unloaded very quickly, or get you into a property very quickly. And if you're looking, you know what? I think I want to refi. Interest rates have dropped. I've always wanted to do this business and start this business or that business and invest in something. And you're sitting on a little bit of a bank there. Do a refi, pull some cash out. Maybe it's investing. Maybe get in touch with me, get in touch with us, and we can go out and we can work some deals together. I call them friendship deals. But check out the real check out refis. People are going to be doing more refis now, so definitely reach out. And you want someone who's going to be on your side, who's going to kick some ass and be tenacious and be an advocate for you. That's the most important thing. People have lost that in the last 10 years, customer service, thinking that, hey, you should be happy. This is how it's done, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, fuck you. That's not how it's done. Excuse my French, right? We do things, take care of your client. I take care of my client. I bend over backwards to take care of my clients, our clients, whether the mentees, buyers, investors. We do whatever we need to do at the end of the day to make stuff happen. Knock on wood, boom, 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 because that's what this is about, right? It's a customer service business. It's a people business. Real estate invest. That's why I love it so much. You see that damn smile? It's real. That smile is real because I love what I do and I love what we do. And I don't know what else. I know I probably, if I was still playing rock and roll, that'd be a different story. I probably still would have migrated into doing what I do now. The only difference is maybe I'd put money into a record company, and that's going to be a lost leader, right? And producing these little bands all over wherever the world, United States of America or whatever, going for that dream, right? And same thing you should be doing. We all grew up and we had dreams, right? We're 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. And some people, I'm not going to lie, I talk to some mentees, we interview them. We're like, you know what? What did you want to be when you grew up? I don't know. How can you not know what you wanted to be? You didn't recognize your talents when you were younger, or maybe just whatever you went through in life. Things of that nature happens. I'm not going to lie. But it's a small percentage, maybe 1 to 3%, right? That didn't have any goals, didn't know what they wanted to be. They didn't, whatever it is. But the rest are like, yeah, I wanted to be an actor, an entertainer. I wanted to be an athlete. I want to play football. I want to play basketball. I want to play baseball. I wanted to be an engineer. I wanted to be a cop. I wanted to be a fireman. You know what I mean? An astronaut. Everybody had some type of something that they wanted to be. It was in their heart, and they knew they were drawn to it. Because the gut doesn't lie, the mind doesn't lie. It knows what your talents are, and then it exploits them in the direction where you can prosper the most. Okay? And that's just, hey, that's a beautiful thing. You got to have some passion. You got to have a why, or it's not going to work for you, right? And that's just the way it is. In everything you do, okay? That's how you become the expert. That's how you become the best at anything you're going to do in life. But definitely grab my Erick Report. It's a little prediction on what's going to transpire in the next 3 to 4, 5 years, all the way up to probably 2028 and 29 and 2030. Beautiful, lovely stuff. They're just predictions at the end of the day based on stuff that has happened in the past and then kind of creeping up into what's kind of transpiring into the future. So that's cool. Grab it. It's free. I also have some Surfing for Deals. Surfing for Deals, it's a program. It's $1,500, but it's absolutely free to you. It's a simple PDF, boom, 7, 8, 9, 10 pages, templates, all the juice. In other words, cutting out all the fat. There's no fat to anything we're going to produce. I don't want to have fat in it, right? Eliminate the fat, meat and potatoes. This is what works. And then even then, if you're having a hard time and you're not understanding it, boom, reach out. We'll make sure you do understand it. We'll work with you. And then we're going to charge you all kinds of bucks to work with you at the end of the day. If we can put you in the right direction, get those leads, rock those submissions, and make those offers, right? So those are the 3 things we're going to talk about tomorrow, by the way. That's for Saturday training, live Saturday training. Probably going to go out in the field a little bit, but we got some appointments. We're going to be rocking and rolling this weekend. Working pre-foreclosures, NODs, NOTs, notice the defaults, probates, anything where there's a stress situation in the private sector. And then at the same token, right, there's people that still want to buy houses, or still want to get qualified, still hunting houses, still looking for houses, wanting to sell their properties. It's still moving, right? So it's all up to you at the end of the day, making those choices and having an apparatus to be able to rock and roll and lead generate. But the skill sets are you can have as many leads as you want. But if you're not good at closing, then you're going to shit can them all. So you have to learn how to do what? Sell. I know it sounds like a bad word. How about solutions I was talking about yesterday? We'll replace the word sell with solution. If you can put that in your brain and frame it in your mind, that the word sell is solution. And if you find a solution for the seller, for the buyer, for the investor, for anybody, then you're going to make money. That's what it's about. That's what you signed up to do. If you're an investor, an agent, or a broker, or a lender, or anything, you have a business. I don't care if you're a restaurant owner, right? What is your job? To take care of get the clients to come into your front door, have a good product that they can chow down on, right? And then go from there. What is it? Oh, yeah, there you go. All right, so back to the restaurant thing, right? But it's true. You want to have those good reviews. You want to have you got a passion. You're making, the ravioli or the spaghetti or the meatballs or the barbecue stuff, barbecue ribs and pork and all that juicy, awesome, lovely, tasty stuff, right? Then you know what? You got to be prepared for it. You got to have a plan, and then you execute, and you get some people to help you with all that good stuff. Same thing in any business, real estate business, brokerage, financial business, lending, real estate investing, wholesaling, anything that you do. Super important, right? But when you know what you want, you start building something, then you go after acquisitions, dispositions, marketing. Everybody has a different personality to a degree. Now, everybody can become a salesperson. I don't care how shy you are, or if you're an introvert and all that good stuff. It can be taught. But sometimes it's just not for everybody. Some people have to be behind the computer, right? Doing all this stuff. Or they have to be, they're the paper pushers and they got to do this, right? Or maybe they're, the customer service people and they want to please, please, please. And as long as you take care of them and acknowledge them and give them their plaques and rewards, they'll stick around forever and give them their bonuses and things of that nature. And then you got your high D salespeople, right? When you say they got to get in there and win, persuade and do their thing. At the end of the day, those are your salespeople. You want those people too, right? A little bit different jam. Everybody has their own little different sales approach as well. I call it the Amp Live method, or the art of the deal. High trust selling and direct selling. I'm always going to say, because that's what it is, mixed together and put together in what we call the Amp Live method. Works every freaking time. Okay. Wouldn't it be great to not have to sell somebody and they're actually selling you on the property at the end of the day? Only because you drop those seeds into the back of their mind, everything they're talking about, whether it's I need money for this, I need money to pay off my credit cards for 30 grand, I need money for this, I need money for that, I need some money to move, I'm going to, this, and whatever issues there are, you address them, you provide solutions, remember not sales, solutions to them. And then they start talking to you about this. Hey, you know what? Yeah. If you can go ahead and pay off my car and pay off this and do that, it's called solutions, right? Not sales, solutions. You put those things together. You know how many times we've get into a property, going to sell a piece of property, you're like, boom, let's work it out. You want French doors? No problem. Let's get you some French doors. Okay? Work it. But it has to be fair on both sides. It can't be a one-way thing. I don't do one-way thing. At the end of the day, you try to do what you got to do. But, it's got to be reciprocal on both sides, right? It's got to be fair. We're not here to hammer on them and try to, rob the buyer, the seller, the investor, any of that good stuff. It's got to be reciprocal and mutual. That is business. I get it. Some people are brutal. There's some investors out there that are brutal, right? They're like, boom, boom, this is what it is, and they'll just hammer you, right? Hammer the sellers, disrespect the sellers, and things of that nature, right? Or they'll disrespect their buyers, investors, or hey, do you know who I am? Who cares? I don't care who you are, right? If we can get along, let's rock. You got an ego, that's cool, man. Some people, are a little bit different. Yeah, I'm fired up. I'm highly motivated. I am driven. Some people take that as something different, right? They take it personally. Can't take things personally in this business. Sometimes I do. I get my feelings hurt. I'm not going to lie. Someone say some stuff and I go, man, what? Where'd that come from? Or maybe we're not on the same page or we're not understanding each other. That's where communication has to be, yes, concise and clear. Ambiguous shit doesn't work because you got text and email. They get lost in translation. And some people go, oh, no, it's email. It says what it is. No, that's fucking bullshit. Not everybody can write the way they speak, right? So the email is the email, the text is the text, and they can get lost in translation as they normally do. Not to mention going through over and over, but that works for a lot of people. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're highly articulate and you can articulate that into an email and a text, then awesome, more power to you, right? I don't have the patience to write a book, but I can give you a call and I'll express my book to you. And you'll hear it in my voice and the inflection in my voice and what I'm talking about and trying to convey to you at the end of the day, and vice versa. That is what? Solutions, providing solutions. Snip those things in the bud and then go straight to it and get it done. Close it up. Now, sometimes you don't have time. That's the beauty of text. You can communicate 10, 15, 20, 30 people at the same time, right? You get the eye of God on your wall. You do this one over here, this one, right? Same thing for your emails. You get VAs popping shit out, popping offers out and all kinds of stuff. That's different. That's like a boiler room type investment company. And it's a beautiful thing. It's done. It's done right now in today's world. But at the same token, if you're getting started, like a lot of you, I'm brand new, I'm just getting started watching YouTube videos and TikTok, or maybe you tried a program, 500, 1,000, 15,000, 25, 30, heard all the way to $150,000 for a one-day seminar. Save that gentleman $150K. I say, don't worry about that. Listen, we'll work together instead. I'll save you $150K. You're not going to learn all that shit in one day unless you're Elon Musk, right? You got a photographic memory, which this guy did not. Okay. And things of that nature. There's people that have spent $20,000, $30,000 spinning their wheels. Nothing happens. They come aboard, work with us 14, 15, 20, 30 days later. They're saying, why didn't they tell me this? How come I didn't get those results this fast and this quick? It's the Amplified method. Muscle memory. Taking it from the subconscious to the trigger to the conscious mind until there is a trigger, until it does hit the conscious mind. And now we're creating habits, right? Like an athlete, like a musician, right? Someone just doesn't pick up the guitar unless they're a protege and they listen to the music and all of a sudden start jamming. That's very, very rare. That's Elon Musk stuff, right? Most of us got to go, we're not using all that juice in our brain quite like like the geniuses. We all got some genius in us. Guarantee it, because God doesn't make junk. But remember, you have to take the time, study, research. And a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to press that staples button, go to YouTube and TikTok and all that good stuff. All you're going to find is the basis and the basics of getting started. Okay. You're going to have to find someone who's going to work with you, find a coach. Some of the cool people, they go and find a company to work for. That's awesome. But you also can get stuck in that cycle, be going, man, 3, 4, 5 years and they're still in the company. Why don't you go start your own damn company? Unless you like that, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? It happens. Get comfortable. You don't make, it just depends on where you're at in life too. And life does happen. Life is like everything else. It's like the universe, chaos. Asteroids blow up, they crash, planets, they change, black holes, all that good stuff. It's controlled chaos. The ocean, the weather, the world, controlled chaos to a degree. Shit's going to happen. And you see it happen now. I think we had a crazy ass flood up here in Southern California in San Bernardino. So what the hell? That never happened. Well, it happens, but you don't see it a lot. You see it more like in the Palisades, or you see it like in in the kind of central California, places where there's mountains, but usually not too much. It does happen out here, but usually from a lot of rain, not from 1 day or 2 days, and you're getting buckets and buckets of rain. And all of a sudden, there's a flash flood of that magnitude. Just doesn't have, people are saying, you know how that goes, right? Conspiracy thing, whatever. Oh, that never happens. You know who did it? Yeah, okay, right. But I got some slides here up in there. I'm going to share this with you. Friday highlights. Let's talk about the pulse of real estate. What is real estate doing? Well, in certain areas, it's popping and it's rocking, right? Like Southern California, you got Irvine, you got Santa Ana, you got Costa Mesa, you got Laguna. All them places are popping and rocking. There's certain places in the Riverside, San Bernardino, and Los Angeles County that are popping and rocking. And there's some places that are not, right? There's prices are dropping a little bit. All that means is that they're adjusting because everybody got crazy and the prices went up. It's like every cycle, and every time these little microcycles happen, what happens? They start adjusting to what the market is calling for. We all know that. That's like standard 101 real estate agent shit, right? The house and the property is going to sell for what someone's willing to buy it for. We get that. But if you're badass, can you sell a property higher than everybody else? Of course you can. If you really work your ass off and you got a program and a system in place, right? And you differentiate yourself from everybody else. Same thing as a real estate investor. How can you get deals that other people are not getting? How do you work deals that others are going, man, that wouldn't be a deal. That's not a deal, but you turn it into a deal because deals are created, right? And every once in a while, throughout every quarter, they'll fall on your lap. Nice, juicy, awesome money buckets, right? And other times you gotta work the deal. You gotta construct the deal. You gotta have different solutions to go. That didn't work. Let's try this. That didn't work. Let's try this. Have your different exit strategies. That, my friend, is what we do here at AHA, Americans Helping Americans. One American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track together with you and others across the United States of America. And VIP Execs Realty and Lending, step into excellence, right? That is the private sector, I should say the public sector, right? Real estate agent, broker, lender, all that good stuff. But at least you know that's a couple of decades of experience along with our team. And also on both sides of the coin, right? You got the public sector, then you got the private sector. Now, the private sector, people are willing to spend 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 grand or more to learn how to do that. The same token on the public sector, well, people want to do that because they love it. Hey, I love houses. I want to get people into houses. I love the decorating part. I want to become an agent, then maybe a broker and build up a brokerage. Or maybe it's just, I just want to make some extra cash, or maybe they love real estate. So they go get their license. Nothing wrong with that either, right? But at the same token, over the years, you got to get savvy. You have to adjust and adapt or you will perish. I say rock and roll. Rock and roll, VIP Execs Realty and Lending, step into excellence, as well as AHA, Americans Helping Americans, powered by Amp Live Media, a media broadcasting and marketing company that powers us, powers mentees across the United States of America. So even some of the VIP Execs Realty and Lending, things of that nature. If you're looking to drop your license or you're looking to list or sell your property, definitely reach out. I'm going to have a link here where you can actually get into that ecosystem, hunt for some properties, get yourself a loan, get yourself a badass lender that's going to represent you and take care of you, get you the best rate, get you the best private money deal, get you the best refi rate and all that good stuff, or cash out or whatever's needed, because you need people that are tenacious in this market. Those are the ones that are going to differentiate themselves from the rest, okay? 250 agents have already skedoodled, right? Now, that could be, they're just numbers. Statistics are statistics, right? Does that mean the sky is falling? No. Just means that, hey, maybe they're not doing the NAR thing. Maybe they're not paying their dues, right? It's a bunch of bullshit. You have to read between the lines and do your research, right? But I will tell you, when the market starts shifting, right? When people get in, you get out. When people get out, you get in. I say just stay in, period, and never leave, right? But it just means to play it differently. Put more money when this is, I had a mentor back in the day. He owned a brokerage, a bunch of agents and offices and stuff. And he said, I made more money in a down market than I did in an up market. But I made a shitload of money in the up market as well. What does that tell you? He made money in both markets because he didn't get out. He didn't shut down his offices. He didn't, slow down on the recruiting. No, he beefed up the recruiting. He opened up more offices, right? The opposite of what most people do. So, hey, that's just a little tidbit, a pro tip. However you want to take it and work it, go for it. Full disclosure, I'm not an attorney. I am not a financial analyst. I'm not a bookkeeper or a CPA. It's for entertainment purposes. For Friday highlights, you can see that smile. I'm happy, rocking and rolling. Hopefully you are too. I always say PMA. What does that mean? Positive mental attitude. Positive mental attitude with action. Does it work? Of course it does. You can wake up in the morning and have a shitty day, or you can have a great day. You can wake up in the morning and have a shitty day, but you can actually alter your mind and frame it into a good day by the choices you make, how you act, how you respond to people and things. It's a beautiful, lovely thing. Now, I don't have to lecture you in this stuff. I'm just kind of sharing stuff with you. So don't take it personally like I'm trying to lecture you, trying to talk down to you, or trying to say, oh, this is what you should do. No, do whatever the heck you're going to do. Because to me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're going to rock and roll. But if you feel like the motivation and you feel the contagiousness, and you're like, man, why is this guy's always happy. He's always fired up. He's always motivated. Every time I talk to his ass. Even the mentees, they're like, man, I don't know how you stay like that. I have a bad day and shit, I talk to you. I'm having an awesome day now. Then when I'm, of course, not talking for a few days, what happens? They go in a different route. They got to stay connected. Stay connected with like-minded people to rock and roll and to keep on rocking and rolling. That's what I always say. And I get it. I'm not the Mr. Butterfly. There's days I don't want to talk to people. There's days I don't want to see people. There's days I don't even want to associate with people. Or there's days I'm just going, man, there's some dumb motherfuckers out there, right? You know, they probably say the same thing about me. I don't give a shit. The bottom line is we weren't put on this earth, right, to worry about what other people think, to have permission to do things from other people, right? Or to even say, you know what, I have to, act a certain way in front of these people to serve. No, fuck that, right? Governing country means that govern. We don't need the government.